Okay, here we're working backwards. We want to draw a graph, a possible graph that meets all these conditions. So we've got some graph from -4 to 4. There are infinite number of possibilities here. We just want to graph one. We've got an absolute maximum at 1. So that's going to be my maximum value. Everything's going to be less than that. And a minimum at 2. So I'm going to have some lowest value. Now, I don't know whether that is down here negative. It could be positive. Could be anywhere as long as it's the lowest point I ever reach. So I'm just going to make it right there. So if that's the absolute max, and this guy's got to be continuous, so maybe he looks like this. Oh, I went too low. See, I went lower than that. Can't go lower than that. Maybe. And then this comes, maybe it comes down even lower right there. And then I don't know, maybe something like that. That's the absolute highest point. That's the absolute lowest point. Now, I happen to make those also local maxes and mins. If a global occurs someplace inside the interval, a global and local will be the same thing. Endpoints can be globals, but they can't be locals. Inside the interval, all globals will also be locals. Okay, here, let's do one more. We're still defined from -4 to 4. Okay, my absolute maximum is at 2. So that's going to be my max. Everything's going to be lower than that value. My absolute minimum is at 4. Maybe I'll make this one negative. So that's going to be my lowest point right there. There's the absolute minimum. I want a local minimum at 1. So I don't know, maybe I'll put it right there. And I know he's going to be a minimum. So I'm going to go ahead and draw one a graph that has a minimum there. See, I'm just kind of made it too messy looking. He's going to have a minimum, a little low point right there at 1. And he's going to reach the same maximum back here at -3. He's got 2 absolute maximums, and they have to be the same value. Okay, so that means my graph is going to have to be, that guy's going to have to come in like that, because that's a maximum. My minimum's here at the end point. My graph might look something like this. And it's got to be defined on the entire interval. So I definitely need closed circles on the ends. So there's one possibility of what this description might match. Those are at the same value. You can have more than one global max as long as they have the same y value.